Hey, Alex. So great to see you. It's evening for you and midday for me here in Abbotsford. But here we are
Mhm.
connecting again around the world. This is our sort of our 2.0 in terms of the whole COVID reality, and want to just provide an opportunity for our South Abbotsford Church family to be both updated and kind of again challenge and focus in our prayer and support for you and Carla and the family there. You've
Yeah.
indicated Carla can't be with us tonight. There was just an unfortunate incident that happened that doesn't enable her to be in the call tonight. So another
Yeah.
time. But
Yeah.
just let's begin with some of those personal and family updates in the last 3, 4, 5 months.
Sure.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. I mean, like everyone else in the world, we've been in quarantine into the spring and also into the summer. However, in Germany, they opened up fairly quickly. I think like in different stages, and so we were able to get around, and we were able to actually do a vacation as well in July, going to Switzerland, visiting some friends there, visiting some of our colleagues with Multiply in Linz, Austria as well.
Mhm.
And so that was really great to be with people after this 4 months of kind of being more or less in isolation.
Right.
And just about a week and a half ago, our children have started school,
Okay.
and so Germany's taken a fairly pragmatic approach, wanting to open schools, but there's very strict rules in place to kind of limit, of course, people getting infected with COVID. So yeah, we're really happy about that. I mean, there's obviously a risk in opening schools, but I think the measures that they're taking are really good so far. It seems to be working, and it's nice to see the kids back in school and with friends again and learning, and we're finding a new rhythm again.
Yeah, that's good. So, just school, kids, I know there's been this acculturation and language and all of that. Like, are you as a family just really now immersed in the German reality and German language and how's
Yeah,
that all going? Kids in school, that's
yeah,
completely,
yeah. They're all now, and so they were in a special program the last year with other international students learning the language, and it was all to prepare them to integrate them into regular classes with Germans. And so that has now happened, and they all four children are now in the same school, Leibniz Gymnasium. They're all in regular classes. They are like a year behind where they should be in Canada, and that's because of the language. They had that year lost. No, I wouldn't say loss is not the right word. They needed that year to learn the language,
sure.
and so they are in the class where they should be right now, actually, here in Germany. But yeah, they're fully immersed in it, and it's been really cool to see them. It's a challenge.
Yeah,
They don't always, we don't they don't always understand everything, but they understand enough, and they know enough to ask questions and make sure they understand what's going on. So that will be our goal, and it will be our challenge in the next year, is to really fully integrate. I feel like we're right at that precipice where we're not quite fluent, but we're almost there. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
We can speak it, we can understand it, um, but we're not like 100% confident speakers
Sure.
or fluent yet. That's the kind of stage that we're at, and I
Yeah,
think we're in the normal. It's normal where we're at right now.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing your home. You continue to be in the same residence, and
Yeah.
that's working for you. It's larger, so you have the opportunity to host other people. I don't know during COVID, perhaps not, but
Yeah, no, actually, we
your
have
home
been
and
hosting
location's
people.
good.
Yeah, we've been hosting people. The small group that we had started, the house group, we've been having them for meals every 2 or 3 weeks or so. And with small groups, we're allowed to do that here. Yeah, so with smaller groups, it's just a bit different than in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah, so um, yeah, we still really like the apartment that we're in. It fits us
Good.
well.
Hey, just kind of more in a practical, how like so many of us have wanted to kind of, you needed to get into the German life and culture.
Yeah,
We wanted to get over there, and now, of course, we can't.
yeah.
Uh, just to sort of see you in context and
Mhm.
find some way to begin to, think about what does supporting your family really look like. How has that felt for you? You have had probably limited connection since
Yeah,
the middle of March here.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, all of our connection has been through Zoom and other like you know platforms to speak with people, but nothing like we've had no teams come or anything like that, and that's all been put on hold for this next year because of the circumstances. So yeah, I mean, on one level, that was discouraging that couldn't happen. Another level, I mean, in spring, it allowed me to really focus on doing it like online German class, so I could finish all that. I did up to C1, so I'm done all the formal language learning. I was able to complete my dissertation and graduate from that program at McMaster University, so that's done. And so the blessing in disguise for me with putting some of these other projects on hold was I could focus on some of these things that I needed to get done. And now we're at a place where we actually have a building for our church to gather in, and we've met twice already, kind of practice runs, and that's our focus now, is just really setting up the Present Kirche and getting into a new rhythm with our church community, and and then we hope maybe in the future when things do open up, teams could come and help us with that
Yeah,
project.
good. So yeah, you've opened that part of the conversation. So
Yeah.
yeah, just update us. Say it again, the name of the church, and then tell us about just all the developments and
Yeah.
adaptations that have been ongoing.
Yeah, we're in a really exciting time right now. So the church is named Präsentkirche, and it's the German version of present, the English word present. So the idea behind it is being present in the community as a church and incarnational and all that. And with that, of course, the presence of God. We want people to encounter Jesus, and His
Good.
Spirit, and that's our focus:
Yeah, great name.
sharing the gospel so that people can know Jesus. And so there was, I mean, on a sad note, I mean, the building that we receive is from a church that was declining. It was an older Lutheran church that had met there for many years, and I met the pastor there who had preached there for 40 years. He had even seen this church when it was, after World War II, when it was somewhat destroyed. As a boy, he had seen this, and
Wow.
so this is the church he had grown up in, and then he had preached in for many years. So you could tell like it was kind of hard to give over, but they were an older congregation, and they didn't have the resources to keep going. And so we are renting it from this church, from this community, and it's a great building in the Nordstadt of Dortmund. It can fit over, like, with no COVID rules, we could probably have at least 100 people in there. So it's a good starter church.
Mhm.
And right now we're in the phase of like just not renovations, but the cosmetic painting, getting things ready, with putting TVs up there for our screen, and yeah, just kind of getting it ready cosmetically. And we're going to have our first kind of official service on Sunday. It's not a church launch, it's not our official launch, but it's our kind of official service to the public, where we're
Mhm.
inviting people and that type of thing. And we're expecting up to 30 to 35 people.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
So this now represents I mean, all of this work, I mean, as far as the church plant and all of that goes, that's been developing leaders, kind of developing a core,
yeah,
really getting to know each other, gelling together as a ministry team, right?
that's right. Yeah.
And that represents, like, how many people would you consider to be in your kind of your core leadership team?
Yeah. So there's three couples right now that are the core leadership team, but we have two women who are going to be moving here September 18th. One is Joanna Johanna Neudorf, who's coming from Neuwied, but she's actually from Paraguay, and she'll be moving here. And she's been working with refugees at an MB church there for the last 3 years, and she's with Multiply as well. And then Davina Rempel, Heinrich Rempel, who's one of the leaders for Multiply Europe, his daughter will be also coming here to study at university, but then intentionally she's coming here to join our team. So that means that's 8 of us. And then around that, we have probably 15 to 20 other people that are like, including our team. There's about 20 of us who are kind of committed to seeing this church go. So other people that we've invited that have been journeying with us who are committed to the vision and journeying with us and wanting to see it happen.
Wow. Alex, wow, that is I mean, what a great launch, what a great way to start. And, just to do all of that groundwork and to make sure that readiness is there, and kind of that sense of focus on mission, knowing what you're doing together. And then to see that, wow, you are launching with really a solid team. That's remarkable. That's really remarkable. Praise God.
Yeah, we feel really blessed, we feel blessed to be where we're at right now, despite all the interesting circumstances that we're in. So Saturday, we're going to be canvassing the neighborhood around the church, giving flyers, introducing ourselves, and just letting people know we're present. We're here,
Yeah.
And
you indicated it's in the Nordstadt, so that's in the north part of town. And where is that from you in terms of your presence, your location, your house, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's not too far. I would say our apartment is just kind of, we would be considered more like east, like the Oststadt, that's like eastern part of the city, right by the Innenstadt. But yet we're like a 5-minute walk from the Nordstadt, so we're like right on the border of that. And the Nordstadt is unique in Dortmund. Like you can see the difference economically from Nordstadt to the south in terms of like the north, there's much more poverty. Definitely like more immigration has happened there. It's just a very different place.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're like, so being there and having a presence there and outreach, we can really have we can focus on having an international feel to our church, which is a goal of ours.
Yeah.
Reaching out to Syrians, a lot of Syrian refugees in the neighborhood, a lot of Turkish people as well. So, and that's one of our goals, is to be intercultural.
Mm-hmm. But your services, your worship, your teaching, preaching will be German. So I take it, despite that international feel. Auf Deutsch. Okay.
Yeah. We do sing a few songs in English. We find in a lot of evangelical churches here, that's pretty normal. Like most worship is in German, but there's always 2 or 3 English songs.
Yeah.
So it's normal to have that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hey, well, back to Carla, maybe your children, your team, I don't know, but how's your heart? Like, what's cooking inside, and maybe what are you hearing from God in your heart?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. Every morning my routine is to be in the scripture and listen for the voice of Christ, the voice of the Spirit in the scripture. And it can be discouraging not being fully fluent. Like, we are progressing, but one of the challenges, especially for people like our family and Carla and me, we're fairly outgoing, we're very social. And it can be frustrating not being able to function at the normal level that you're used to. And it's been 1.5 years. It's getting better, but and we keep going back to Jesus with that struggle, and he just keeps encouraging us all the time, like, I'm with you, you are called here, persevere, trust in me, keep your eyes focused on me, like I am enough for you, I am enough. And that's been, that constant encouraging voice from the Spirit is so sustaining. Like, it just I could have like, I could wake up in the morning, you know, a little bit discouraged. Then I open my heart to Jesus with the scripture,
Mm,
and he's faithful. He will speak and he will encourage my heart. And
yeah,
I'm ready for the day. You
good.
know, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
And so we're learning that he is extremely faithful.
yeah. Well, that's great to hear. Well, you know what, as we wrap up this call for today, I'm hearing obviously a couple of points just of prayer. Kids have just started school.
Yeah.
They're in, they're in German school, fully immersed,
Yeah.
feeling pretty good with the language, but needing just more and more to be confident to live into the German life that is now
Yeah.
your home.
Yeah.
So there's that, and with that, you and Carla as well. There is the imminent sort of public now presentation of the gospel through a public worship and teaching and gathering.
Yeah.
That's like it's happening this weekend, and we could be praying for that. And then just praying for Dortmund, and these communities, going to Nordstadt and it being multicultural in so many different ways,
Yeah.
and then it sounds like social needs that exist around all of that, and we
That's right.
can only imagine what those all might be. And then continuing to pray just for all of you spiritually, kind of how you hear the Father, how you keep your heart fresh and focused. And so those are the things that I heard, just how
Yeah.
we can be praying for you. Did I get it?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah. And
awesome.
I preached my first German sermon at the end of September.
Okay, well, hey, we'll be
Yeah.
praying for that too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Maybe send us a tape, and we'll those that know German will be going, boy, that guy's good. He's good at
Yeah.
preaching in German.
Or he needs to work on his pronunciation or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
it's
listen,
something. Yeah.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
going to say, hey, you know what? We haven't forgotten you guys at all,
Yeah. Thank
even
you.
though we haven't been able to be present at all. But we're with you. We're on with you. We're praying for you. We're supporting you as fully as we can. And we look forward. I look forward to visiting you and Carla in Germany in the very near future. So God bless you guys. Say hi to Carla and the family. Again, continue to let them know of our love for you all.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Steve.